Hi, I'm Alex from the Southern Ukulele Store, sweating myself to a nice glossy sheen in front of the camera here for you in the basement. I'm back after a couple of weeks off, nice and refreshed after moving house, which I must say is 10 times more stressful than being in this shop all week, and probably about twice as stressful as becoming a parent and the whole childbirth thing. That probably didn't make me very popular from my perspective. I'm sure my wife definitely preferred moving house to childbirth. So today we're going to look at a very popular price point, a very popular wood type for the top of an instrument, a very popular size, and we're going to look at the most popular models and a couple of new models that you've never seen before. In fact, very few people outside of this room, which only has me in it, have ever seen these ukuleles, and I thought we could premiere them for you guys here on YouTube in this video today. So we're going to look at spruce or cedar top ukuleles between £200 and £400 in the concert size, and I think everybody arrives at the same point after a little while of playing ukulele. So say you bought your first ukulele, you spent maybe up to £100 and you went, okay, I'm getting into this now, I'm going to stick with it, where do I go from here? You look at the next price points, you think, okay, I want something that's at the very least solid top, possibly all solid, under £500, but something that I can grow into, and something that has, maybe you've done a bit of research and you want that contemporary and modern sound, something that's clean and crisp, and spruce and cedar offer that up perfectly. If you went for mahogany, you might get something a bit more warm and traditional, and just my opinion, but I think sometimes at this price point you get less for your money if you go for a mahogany instrument, and certainly less for your money if you go for a koa instrument. So we're going to look at a car ukulele today, a couple of kalas, a couple of snails, and then at the end the two freshmans that I've mentioned. But all of these ukuleles have an emphasis on the spruce or the cedar top thing, the £200 to £400 thing, and the concert thing, and I really hope that this ticks off some of your boxes. It's the most popular thing I get emailed about, and something that I've been meaning to feature on the channel for a while. So we're going to begin today with the Kala KA acp-ctg. Let's begin. Okay, the first ukulele we're going to look at today is the Kala KA acp-ctg. What does that mean? Well, it means this ukulele has acacia back and sides, a cedar top, padauk binding, and the CTG is going to mean gloss, but probably refers to the slotted headstock on this model. So what do you get here with this ukulele, which is currently around £175 in the UK. This is going to fluctuate throughout the year as the exchange rate changes, but you know, a very affordable ukulele, and I think our most popular Kala ukulele nowadays. So this has a solid cedar top with the laminate acacia back and sides. Everybody loves this padauk binding. It's the red binding around the front, back and the sound hole, but it also extends up the fingerboard on this ukulele, which I think helps you see the fret dots a bit better. So when you're looking down and you see the fret markers on the side, having the darker but not black outline with the kind of creamy buttons, with the kind of creamy dots, is only going to help you. The Kalas currently have walnut fingerboards and bridges, but this is actually changing in the next year or so as well. But for now, this model is one with the walnut fingerboard and bridge, and a very cool slotted headstock with Kala's own brand Grover style tuners, and 35mm nut on the Kalas is standard there. So yeah, the most popular of the ukuleles I'm going to feature today, possibly competing mainly with the Snail, but we're going to give all these a try, and this ukulele is the one most of you probably will ask me about in an average month by email. So the acp-ctg, let's give it a play. Okay, the next ukulele we're going to look at today is another very well-known ukulele. This is the Kala KA-SSTU-C. This is the solid spruce travel ukulele in the concert size. The travel ukulele body is half the thickness of a normal concert body, but because the dome is slightly backed, you do not see or hear a noticeable difference in volume. In fact, I prefer the sound of this ukulele to its sister ukulele, the KA-SCG, which is the normal spruce concert but with a gloss finish. This has a solid spruce top with laminate back and sides, mahogany neck, an all satin finish, 35mm nut again with the walnut fingerboard and bridge. And a little bit of binding there. You've got a kind of 3-ply plastic binding on the top, and then you have the black plastic binding on the front and back. The key things, if you're trying to picture what this ukulele would feel like in your hands, I like to just point out the heel joint, which is flush to the body in the same way a normal ukulele is, but doesn't stick out. So if you run your hand up your normal ukulele, my thumb here would end at the end on a normal thickness ukulele, but here it's about halfway. So a much thinner ukulele, but with no loss in tone or sound in my opinion. This also comes with a gig bag and is roughly the same price as the acp-ctg, so quite a few people like to compare these ukuleles. This one's a bit punchier in my opinion. If you want loudness and brightness, maybe this one's for you, but I'm going to give it a play now and see what you guys think. Okay, and the third ukulele we're going to look at today is the Kai KCI 700. This is the new kid on the block, but very, very popular. You might think, well, that looks familiar. That looks just like the acp-ctg, and it does. It's very clearly influenced and inspired by the acp-ctg, but has a few differences that might make you choose this model over the Kala. First of all, in addition to the cedar top you get on this model and the acp-ctg with the Padauk binding on the front and back, you get laminate Bh C6c back and sides, which are just a bit more striking, extrovert, quirkier than the acacia on the Kala model. You get the same kind of mahogany neck there, 35mm nut, with the Padauk running up the fingerboard and the front and back of the body. But you also have, look, the sound side hole, which means that the player is the person getting the tone. So for those that ask, when I record this instrument for you later on, I position the microphone just slightly lower down, so I'm actually receiving less of the natural tone of the instrument than you do, the listener, being a left-handed player playing this way around. So yeah, what else is there to look at as a difference? This also has a Padauk inlay of a flower. I had to look at it there, sorry about that. But yeah, just a really good alternative to the very popular tried and tested Kala model. This also has a strap button already, so it's something that will save you a £5 if you buy it from us. And it comes with a very nice padded gig bag, which is just bonuses left, right and centre. I think if I had £200 to spend on a ukulele these days and I was buying my first uke, I think this would be it. So let's give it a play and see what you guys think. Okay, the next ukulele I'm going to look at today is the Snail Bh C6c. So this is one of Snail's most popular models here at SUS. This has a solid cedar top with laminate ebony back and sides, and as you can see, the ebony can really vary in colour. The side is a very light brown, and then the back is a real lush kind of dark chocolate vibe. This ukulele does come out about £100 more than the Kai that we've just looked at. And if you're wondering what you get for that money, the first upgrade is an ebony fingerboard and bridge, which makes a massive difference. You know, ebony is such hard wood. When you fret an ebony fingerboard, you have to work, in my opinion, a little bit. You can work a bit more economically with your finger. You haven't got to press down very, very hard to get a larger amount of sustain. Whereas with walnut, sometimes I find that the note gets a bit soaked up by the wood, and this is less the case with ebony. You get binding around the maple binding around the body and going down the two-piece back there. Mahogany gloss neck with the slotted headstock and Snail's own brand Grover style tuners, which are black and gold and very classy. 35mm nut, in case I've already forgot to mention that, and a bone nut and saddle. You also get an abalone inlay, abalone rosette around the sound hole. And some people have asked about the Snail Bridge. Yes, it's a bit harder to change the strings on a Snail, but do not let that put you off. What you get is a truer contact with the bridge, and you're seeing a lot of high-end companies nowadays adopt this kind of bridge style. So what Snail have done really is just offer you something that aesthetically is undeniably pleasing, but you know, maybe a bit fiddly the first couple of times you're going to restring it. There is a video on our YouTube channel on how to restring a Snail, so don't hesitate to look that up if you go for this ukulele and need to restring it in the future. Yeah, I'm going to give the Bh C6c a play, and I hope you guys love it as much as I do. Okay, the next ukulele I'm going to look at today is the Snail Bh C5c, which is the sibling ukulele of the model we've just featured, the 6c. The main difference between these two models, first of all, is the solid spruce top in place of the cedar. You still have that ebony back and sides, which on this model, much like that one, has a kind of milk chocolate vibe on the sides and a dark chocolate vibe on the back. The other two differences between the two ukuleles are cosmetic. The spruce top model has abalone binding on the front in addition to the maple on the sides and down the split top on the back. The 5c also features a flower inlay halfway up the fingerboard with the normal fret dots in place as well. Slotted headstock, 35mm nut, and both the Snails come with a gig bag, so pretty impressive really. For under £300 you've got something here that you could play for the rest of your life and just really dig every time you pick it up. I don't think you get bored of it easily. The 5c, I did a video on it about a year ago, and off the back of it I think the 5c and 6c have just, every week somebody makes an inquiry and every week someone comes in the shop to try one, and whenever we've got them they pick them up, they play them and they go, man, this should be the same price as a Pono. And I agree. So yeah, under £300, but definitely an instrument that you could grow into and one that you would feel was good value for money. So this is the Bh C5c. I'm going to give it a play now and see what you guys think. Okay, so the first ukulele we're going to look at here from Freshman is the UKLCEDARARC, and that stands for the ukulele Lono, which is the series of the ukulele. Cedar ARC stands for arch, because this has a little arch in the back. The back and sides are acacia laminate, but creating that arch adds a bit of depth and a bit of volume. It's a practical appointment, and some people really like the way the arch sits against the body. This has a solid cedar top with genuine abalone around the top and around the sound hole. One key thing to note is the slotted headstock, which has genuine Grover gold tuners on. These are not cheap tuners. These are like 30-40 quid a set. It's a really good appointment to get on a ukulele at this price. The price of this ukulele in a hard case is going to be around £200. Certainly this sample has completely convinced me that this model will definitely pinch a few eyes away from the Snail and the Kai and the Kala, the models that people already know and love. There's maple binding around the outside there on the top and the back. And this instrument has a Fishman sonotone pickup, so a very good pickup with a sound hole volume and tone control. Not an M-pin socket, but a 9-volt battery system, so a slightly hotter, slightly more pokey system, so something that you would be able to plug into your average PA and get a very good sound out of. I think Freshmen have knocked it out of the park here. This is a great introductory, solid top professional model, something that someone can go out and play without spending silly money. And yeah, all the power to them. I must note, I didn't mention the fingerboard and bridge. Fingerboard and bridge on this instrument is technical wood. It's not like a piece of ebony. It's strips of other woods baked together to make a kind of a synthetic man-made wood, but it's very hard. It feels like rosewood, it feels like ebony. You wouldn't question it if I hadn't pointed it out to you. It's that kind of thing, and so many companies are going that way now. It's a good sustainable thing to look at on instruments for the future, and do not be put off by the fact that it's not a strip of ebony. It feels and responds just like it. So yeah, this is the Lono Cedar ARC. I'm going to give it a play and see what you guys think. Okay, and the final uke we're going to look at today is another Freshman. This is the gem of the new Freshman Lono series. This is the Freshman UKLKOAC. Now, everybody likes to use the word koa, but not everything you read online as being sold as koa is koa. It's something we have to fight with all the time. There are several brands out there that like to incorrectly claim that their instrument is made of koa when in fact it's made of acacia. Koa is a very particular strain of acacia, but it's wood exclusive to Hawaii. So koa is Hawaii's strain of acacia. Having said that, this instrument has genuine koa, solid koa back and sides with a solid Engelmann spruce top. So Freshman took, I'm very delighted to say Freshman took my advice, and I said to them, if you're going to use koa, you need to make sure it's real koa and not acacia, and it's not a marketing tool, and they've done that. So this has solid koa back and sides with an Engelmann spruce top. This has abalone around the top, real abalone with real abalone around the rosette. Sonotone system in it, so it's got a professional quality pickup, something you can plug in and play without having to spend the earth. But how much is this instrument? Well, this instrument is $349. So This is an instrument offering a solid spruce top, solid back and sides for under £400 with a pickup, with a slotted headstock, with a kind of traditional 35mm nut, the kind of nut width people always want on a professional instrument. This is the Freshman UKLKOAC. It's their professional level concert. I think they've done a great job, and I'm going to play it for you now, and I hope you guys like it too. So there we have it, 7 ukuleles tried and tested, 2 that you've never heard before, some that you may be familiar with, and then the other instruments on the fringes that maybe you were a bit unsure of. I hope you like them all, and I'd love to know which one your favourite is in the comments section. If you have any questions, feel free to call me in store on 01202 430 820, and even myself or one of the team can help you out. Or you can also email me in store at alex@ukulele.co.uk. Yeah, I really enjoyed this video. I've been meaning to make it for a while, and I really hope that it educates the people out there that have these questions. Please don't hesitate to get in touch and leave a comment, like and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you again very soon.